Hello, football supporters. At least I presume you're football supporters, and you better be if you want to get the full maximum joy and entertainment value out of the extraordinary tape you're about to see. I've wanted to make this tape for ages. I'll tell you why. It includes a revolutionary thought, and that is, they're no good. None of them. Your team, my team, they're not actually very good. Now, of course, in public, we all say that our side are kings of the universe. It's only a conspiracy the size of the Kennedy assassination that stops everyone from recognising this. That and a few dodgy halfbacks we've had over the years. But in fact, in private and with our closest friends, we know they're capable of some terrible things, and they're not very good. When they kick off, you know the kind of blunders they can make. They have made over the years. And when they do it in front of away supporters, oh. And yet, every time they put out the videos from their clubs, I go and buy our videos, and it convinces us that the season we've just had, well, it had its ups and downs. The fact we finished rock bottom and didn't win a game from Christmas onwards and finished with an amount of points that wouldn't have stopped us from driving, well, that's neither here nor there. It had its ups and downs. Well, no, this is a celebration of those moments when we can actually say to each other, they're no good. Footballers are stupid, irrational creatures, and we waste our money on them. No harm there, is there? We're going to begin with the loneliest, most confused creature in the world, a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers. When you're little, nobody wanted to go in goal. And these kids that are stuck in goal grow up to be, well, inbred, hollow-eyed, confused, lonely drifters. Goalkeepers. Occasionally, they let the mask slip, and we see the beast within. Our first clips concern goalkeepers. Start with two clips, both tragic, but in different ways. This is a famous clip illustrating the goalkeeper as Burke. And then back in the 60s, there was Chick Brody's collision with a runaway dog. Which had the crowd chuckling away, and I dare say commentators too. The sad fact is that Chick Brody, the goalkeeper, nearly had his career finished by this. He didn't play a lot more. Now this, oh, I hate this one. Watch him. Yeah, get off. No, stays on. Thumbs up. Bottle of scotch in the dressing room, more like it. Tempted here, of course, to talk about the fiendish foreign technique of greasing around referees, but the picture spoke louder than words there, didn't it? In she goes. Now, how comes, whenever my team, and I suspect your team, get a chance like this, it goes out for a throw-in? Here, no. Look, how far is he out? And whack, first time, and it looks to me as if the goalkeeper could have actually got to this. Someone getting a drink? Nothing more to be said about that, just rare high comedy, and they turned this one into a musical, actually, and it ran in the West End for about 6 months, I think. Goalkeeper is Tiller Girl. Totally inexcusable. Teammates turn away in disgust, not as disgusted as us, to see the shirts. Snug, 1970s shirts there, if I'm not mistaken. There must be a system introduced whereby you can dock a player's wages for that. Just a bit of dancing as it goes over the head, and look at the number 6, well pleased. Goalkeeper as Sleeping Beauty motif. And another one, please. The next one is exactly the same. Enjoy this. Permission to drop dead, referee? Here's the safe handling award. One of the few headers scored below sea level. That, have a look again. Oh, I love this. Watch this. Watch.
The thing is, on the playback, ignore the action, look at the crowd as the goalkeeper says, mark him. Ah. And the inevitable resignation on the crowd saying to each other, oh, they've done that again. Ah, now this is one of the most controversial incidents of recent seasons. You must remember this. Thing is, it's a perfectly good goal. And as you watch the playback, you can see Andy Dibble in the City goal does seem to drift off for a second. Here he goes. Back door shut. Oh, who's that? Perfectly good goal. Glad to see it. Now here's another of those what I consider freak long-range efforts which never happened to my club. But it has to be asked, of course. Yes, it's a good goal, but what on earth was the custodian doing going that far upfield on a muddy pitch? He was under no danger. Stay in your box, man, and stop showing off. Look at him. Tell you what, I'm as good as those blokes up the front. No, you're not. And look what you've done. Rare-sighted double blunder there, as you probably noticed. Didn't even get the away side to score it. Comes straight the way through. Goalkeeper makes a hash of the entire thing. Bloke turns back, hits bum, in goal. You couldn't choreograph comedy like that. But you can try. Look at this for goalkeeper in death throes agony covering terrible embarrassment shock. Goes down in instalments saying, oh, want to know why I missed that ball? There was a sniper in the stands and I've just been shot. Don't think so. There he goes, seems fine there. Oh, temperature rises, collapses. Is it a goal? I don't care anymore. Now, yes, there's a faint touch of offside about that goal, but who cares? That makes it funnier. Not only did they humiliate themselves in defence, but the goal was probably illegal anyway. It's known as insult to injury. And here's number 3 of those long-range efforts that are born of naked opportunism that actually bear fruit. I must say, I myself have scored quite a few goals like that. But usually as the ball sails over the line, my wife nudges me in the ribs and says, you're making a lot of noise tonight, you're dreaming again. And here is the best of all. This is the kind of incident that makes me believe in the 5th dimension. A set of circumstances that are so bizarre, well, watch what happens. It ought to be illegal, didn't it? How does it happen? Not even a mother could give sympathy to a goalkeeper in this position. And the teammates can't say, could have happened to anyone, because that couldn't. Good job your goalkeeper's not capable of doing something like that, isn't it? OK, while we were showing those, we did get a few calls from goalkeepers' agents saying, well, what about the spectacular goals that goalkeepers score? Because they do, yes, goalkeepers score goals, and they're blunders as well when you look at it. But they're not as much fun, so you watch these and I'm going to change my shirt. The first end-to-end goal sails over the head of Alex Stepney. Now, I remember Alex Stepney very, very well, because he used to play for Millwall. We sold him to a big-time club with our best wishes, and he delivered the goods. You'd think it should happen more often, wouldn't you? I mean, goalkeepers have a hefty boot. And true, we came up with quite a few examples of this. But, goal for goal, this is a relatively rare occasion you're seeing here. That's why the goalkeeper's milking it so. The fellow in the crowd you can see there is an excited Bobby Gould in his Wimbledon days, shouting, "Get his name! Sign him up!" Another similar example, just bouncing the once, but the thing to watch here, look at the edge of the area. The three. Clutches his head in his hands. He can't believe it. But I know the background to this story. As the ball sailed through the air, the number 3 was concerned it was going to be a goal. But then from the terraces came a cry, "You're bald. Get a wig." It never occurred to him before. But just to confirm our belief in this bizarre breed, here's a very undignified thing. Whoops. He does the only possible thing. He gets his brother in the stand to shoot him in the belly. Bang.
You know, when they asked me to do this tape, I said, well, OK then, but I want it to be a real football supporters tape, made by a real football supporter for real football supporters. And there's 2 rules here. Firstly, I don't want any of that stupid, vacuous music played over the top that they do on other tapes. You know, it sounds like this. All the way through the clips. OK, they said, Dan, you got it. I said, and 2, do not dress me up in any West Ham shirts. You only go so far with these contracts, can't you? OK, another thing is, my dad always says to me, see, modern football, son, they make all their mistakes. I never did it years ago, didn't they?
Some people say comedy is funnier in black and white. Well, you can be the judge here. These are your kind of common or garden own goals, and this one is most notable for the classic reaction. The dejection, the sudden realisation that you are a buffoon. Under a lot of pressure there, mate, weren't you? Now, the 6 really had to reach for that, and his teammate has a quiet word with him as he lays on the ground looking up at the sky. But look at the way he jumps for this ball. Got diver's boots on. But he makes up for it by stabbing the ball into his own net. Pictures from West Ham in the 60s were always very fuzzy, but not fuzzy enough to spare the blushes here. Again, could have happened to anyone, but it happened to him. And that makes him feel a hell of a lot better. Oh, the close-up's nice as well, thanks, director. Peter Shilton, 12. Another interesting thing to note is the classic defenders running back, then giving up when they see it's an own goal. It's like when you run for a bus and miss it. Look, just... Oh. At first, it's hard to see what happens in this one, but if you look, the goalkeeper actually punches the ball into his own net. And then looks around for, where's that linesman? Surely there was some mistake there. Nope. It ought to be impossible, the angle he belts this ball back at. Sort of hitchhikes it into the goal with his thumb. Desperate lunge, they call that. Same match, Man City, Nottingham Forest. Exactly the same cock-up coming up. Defender takes the blame this time, though. Having a little nap. Who are they trying to blame? Who do footballers blame at that point? Well, let's face it, nobody could blame you here, could they, except the players, officials, supporters and dependents of the club which pay your wages? Yeah, OK, Scotland scoring against England, but the upcoming bunch of clips all prove that defenders needn't necessarily work against attackers. Some defenders like to take the broad, flexible view and actually like to help things along, give good value for money, etc.